What's up guys, Thomas here and welcome back to the channel. Today we have the latest and greatest from BetaFPV. Not only is it their newest drone, it's also a first for them as well. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I got my box in the mail here actually today. So let's not waste any time and open this up. Got my unboxing knife right here. Make sure I don't damage anything. And as usual, you get to see it first before I do. Boom, there it is, you can see it. Pretty awesome. Put this to the side, that's the main star right here. And we got two other things here. These are just batteries. I did order these for the drone. That's it, the box is empty. Put that to the side. This is the Pavo30. This is the latest and greatest by BetaFPV. This thing just came out not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. As of recent, the most popular drone from them was the 95X V3. This thing takes it a notch up. Now, I've been flying tiny whoops for a while, and I figured I was gonna upgrade and get a bigger center whoop. Now, FPV is a very broad hobby. You have guys who like to do freestyle, guys like to do cruising. I'm on that end of the spectrum. I do a lot of cruising, so I did look into a center whoop. The big thing about this one here is that this is a 3-inch quad. So as you know, the 95X is a 2.5-inch quad. This one is a little bit bigger. There's some different motors in here. And yes, guys, this thing is supposed to be a better drone overall. So let's open this thing up and see what's in the box. I probably don't need a box knife because I can see some holes right here. I'm struggling here a little bit. All right, so here's the box right here. It looks pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. No specs on the outside, just BetaFPV branding. So let's just lift this up and see what's in here. All right, so here it is. So what you see here is just some extra propellers, just one of each. And we also have a camera mount adapter. So if you do want to change the camera mount on this, then you can change it. Let's take a look at this drone right here. This thing is pretty light. So this thing is pretty nice. Looks like plastic. This first thing I can see. I like the color of it, guys. This thing looks really good. It's probably gonna be hard to see on the camera here. It's not gonna focus. But yeah, this thing looks really, really clean. I like the black and the red colors of it. I know that doesn't do anything for performance. Everything seems to be compact and just well designed, meaning I can't see any wires, no computers, nothing, no flight computers, no VTX, nothing. Everything is integrated in here. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Here's your adjustable camera. But one thing I did notice here is that the camera is not mounted to this shock absorption part. So hopefully there's no like vibration or jelloing coming from this when I fly it. But for now, it looks pretty good. Now the 95X, I didn't have that one, but some of the components were in the rear of the drone. And that could have been why it had some difficulties with flight characteristics. But everything is in the center of gravity, which makes it more maneuverable for flight. Obviously, this is the first 3-inch drone by BetaFPV, so they did a complete redesign. It may look very similar to the 95X, but there's a lot of things and characteristics that are different in this one that makes it superior. Obviously, it's larger, so it's gonna be more stable. There's bigger motors, so there's more power for either flying or freestyle. That's good. The center of gravity, everything's in the center now, so that's good for maneuverability. If you want to do some limited freestyle, then you can probably do that with this. Now, this may look like a traditional plastic on this, and you wonder why they didn't go with more carbon fiber. But this is a redesign, as I said before. This is a new drone. They had some time to think about it, and they did use a specialized plastic on this. Believe it or not, it has a special plastic. This uses a PA12 plastic, and that is a very interesting plastic. It has the qualities which can resist, cracking. It has a high tensile strength. It's very light and still very flexible, almost like ABS plastic. So if you do crash this thing or hit it into a wall, it does give you some resistance, like a bumper. So I was wondering why there's no foam bumpers on here, just like the 95X has some foam bumpers. This one has no foam bumpers on there. If you look under here, you can see little gaps in between the ducts, the blades. So this thing might have some give, and we'll find that out eventually in the future. But this is definitely new material here with this. This thing has an F735 amp flight controller. It's pretty cool. You have a 3400 kV motors on here. So let's see, yep, 34 kV motors. A little bit bigger than what we had on the 95X version 3. All right, so looking at the camera here as well, we have the Calyx ANT FPV camera on here. There's no localized recording on this. Now this drone does come in multiple versions. This is the analog version. I have only analog controllers and analog goggles, so I have the analog version here. This does come also in a digital version where you can use your DJI goggles, gives you better range and clearer images. So with that said, this is the ANT. It does have a wide dynamic range, so it's a pretty good camera. We'll see how that works once I test it out and see in the recordings. Besides that, you have a VTX in the back, up to 350 milliwatt hours. It is adjustable. You can change that via the OSD, which is pretty cool. Now, I wish it was a little bit higher. Some of the other drones have up to 600 milliwatts, but this one here is just a 350. They say it's good for around 600 meters, and that's more than adequate for this drone. With that said, this is a whole new redesign, and we're talking about the range here. All these changes does create a drone they say is more performance oriented and also has better range. So you can have a longer flight time with this setup, and we will see about that. The flight time is around 6 to 6.5 minutes, which is really good for any quad actually. Now my plan is to fly this thing with and without a action camera. Now, because this is a 3-inch drone, it's obviously bigger than the 95X version 2. BetaFPV says that this thing can carry not only a naked GoPro, Insta360 SMO 4K camera, but because this is a 3-inch drone, they also say you can fly with a full-size GoPro. Now, we'll see how that works. I do believe this drone can do that, but they do say a full-size GoPro without the battery. So that's great. In here as well, you have the connector so you can use a GoPro on here. So that's amazing that they thought about all that in here. So yeah, guys, this looks like a pretty nice drone. The construction looks really good. The only thing that's questionable about this whole thing is probably the frame. We don't know how this plastic molded injection PA12 plastic is going to hold up over time, but very clean design. That's one thing I have to say, it looks really good, and hopefully that translates to a good flight experience as well. But yeah, guys, what do you think about this drone? This is the newest one on the market. There wasn't a big press release on this one here, but it is a step up from the 95X, which was a well-known drone. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions about this, leave them down below. I will be doing multiple videos on this. In fact, I'll be doing a video right now about the specs, the full specifications of this drone, and then we'll do a setup and first flight of this as well. So be subscribed to see how this drone performs. And while you're there, take a look at the channel. I have a lot of other content on FPV drones. You might be amazed by those videos as well. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace. Or a naked action cam like the SMO, like the SMO 4K. Come on, how come I can't say that? Now, today we have the latest and greatest from greatest. Come on. All right. Come off. And welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking back. Woo!